Have you ever noticed you're not consistent? Some days you set the world on fire, and other days the world drags you through fire. On the days that you've set the world on fire, isn't your attitude a little better and you seem to perform a little higher? Then there are those days where the world is dragging you and you seem to be unfocused and you can't get tasks completed, or your attitude may not be the best, and then your attitude even gets worse because you're hanging around negative people, and before you know it, snap. Yeah, you're right there with them. And it seems like you're not getting anything done, and you're just shuffling piles of paper to piles of paper, accomplishing nothing. But there's 3 things that you're going to learn that high performers do that you can start doing immediately. And you'll learn those right after this. And they're things. Hi, Christine Harrington here, the Savvy Sales Lady, your personal YouTube sales coach, helping you become savvy at selling so you can earn more money and help more people. So I'm assuming that you really do want to reach your potential, right? What's your standard right now for your level of performance? Whatever it is for you, a high performer will take it up a notch. Not an extreme notch, but just a little more than their personal best, just up a notch. But the reality is sometimes you do lose your edge, and you're probably not consistent day to day. So how do you consistently sustain high performance? How do you sustain consistency? High performers do 3 things. Study shows with athletes that this one thing makes a difference, and it's unique. This one thing, well, it does sound too simple, but it'll make all the difference in the world in your sales performance. And that one thing begins with clarity. To get more clarity, you need to know the best of who you are. When asking an athlete, they know who they are, and they know the best of who they are. They can define it and clarify it. So here's an exercise. Stop right now and get a piece of paper and pencil. I want you to describe the 3 things that are the best of who you are. Just make it simple. Just use 3 words to describe the best of who you are. Honestly, have you really ever thought of that? I know it sounds too simple, but really, have you thought of it? Now, did you watch the Super Bowl on Sunday? The Patriots versus the Falcons. If you watched it, you know the Patriots came back from a huge deficit, tied it up, went into overtime, and won the game. And the only time they led in the game was when they won the game. Do you think that Tom Brady had no doubt about who he is? Do you think the Patriots as a team had no doubt about who they are? They're 5-time Super Bowl champions. They had won the Super Bowl many times. And they weren't about to lose that game. You must have that kind of clarity. And you must trigger the clarity within yourself. Trigger yourself to remind you of the best of who you are every day. As a matter of fact, take your iPhone out right now. And those 3 words that you use to describe the best of who you are, I want you to put a note in your iPhone, take a screenshot, and load it as your screensaver, so all through the day, when you're grabbing your iPhone, you'll see those 3 words. Now, the second part of clarity is interactions with others. Now, do you get up in the morning and stumble into the kitchen to make your coffee and then throw on your clothes and rush off to work? Are you intentional about your day because you know who you are? Some people go through decades of their life, and then all of a sudden they wake up and they're in the middle of a big crisis, a midlife crisis, and they're asking themselves, who am I really? But you see, high performers are very intentional about their interactions with others. So what do I mean? If you go on a sales call, or perhaps you have a date night with your spouse, or you're going out with friends, do you decide before that interaction how you want to show up? Do you know the outcome that you want for that sales call, for that date night, or our night out with your friends? High performers do. High performers consider how the interaction is going to look for them and for the other person. So before your next interaction, take a moment to really sit down and think about how you want to show up. Think about what kind of an outcome you want from that interaction. Just don't stumble through it. Now, the third thing in clarity is, what does success look like? Look back at one of your past successes. What did you do in order to be successful? Did you study your competition before you went on that sales call? Did you research the company or the CEO before you went to that meeting? Did you network with other people in your industry to find opportunities? Did you practice your sales script over and over until you picked that phone up and made that call? And the next question is, have you been consistent in doing all of these things? High performers have clarity in what succeeds, and they repeat it over and over and over again. I can't stress enough that athletes and high performers practice the basics, being very clear on who they are and what they want for an outcome. And then they drive all their intentions to win. And that, my friends, is how the Patriots won the Super Bowl. I hope this video has brought you value, and if it has, would you mind sharing it with a few of your friends? And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I want to invite you to hit that subscribe button and don't miss an episode. But remember, sales is a journey. It's not a quick trip around the block. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.